What's going on, everybody? Rob here to do a thread reply. Found it interesting, so I thought I'd jump in. Really easy for me to jump in because I literally have a basket of like 10 to 15 albums that I have constantly on rotation. Just stuff you listen to a lot. I just kind of leave it there. And so I think Metalmickey started this on Facebook, and then Scott, the Rock Scout, took it and turned it into a YouTube thread. There's a couple guys that have done the thread so far. I have not watched it, so if I repeated something, I can't help it because it's on my rotation too. No particular order except for the last two, I guess, would be the two biggest ones I've been playing right now. I'm just going to go number one. I think it was 10 here. I hope there's 10 here. Is Deliverance's new album, The Subversive Kind. Good, not thrash. I don't know what you would call it. Just good, heavy, good heavy metal. They've been through a few different changes musically through their career, but all of it's been fantastic. This is a red vinyl version. I think there's 100 copies or 150. But this will be one of my albums of 2018 without a doubt. It's such a good album. And I'm a huge Deliverance fan anyway, so it's kind of a given for me. Any of you guys know me. This probably hasn't left my rotation in probably a year and a half now. And that's Witherfall's album. Nocturnes and Requiems. If you like later Sabotage with Zach Stevens on vocals, a little bit of Crimson Glory thrown in there, maybe a little bit of King Diamond in there, some of the higher parts. Really great new band. They're actually working on a new album for this year release. So just a gold version, 100 copies. I've got like every color from those guys. It's one of the bands I collect obsessively. Next is a band called Signal. The album's called Loud and Clear. This is the band that Marcy Free started after he left, or whatever happened with King Cobra. King Cobra's first two albums featured Marcy Free has probably one of the best AOR voices ever. This is one of the best AOR albums ever, in my opinion. Super hard to get a hold of, but fantastic album. This is on constant rotation for me too. A lot of these are kind of newer, so they're on my rotation kind of heavily, like this one here. And this is Winger's third album, Pull, which I think is their best album. A little bit of all over musically. Everywhere from the heavy grind to the ballady, a little bit of bluesy, a little bit of funky. They've always been kind of that way, aside from their hits. They get a bad rap. It's like, they're a really good band, talented musicians. So the album is called Pull. I've got this like 2 months ago, and it's been on constant rotation. I mean, some of their best songs on here, like Spell I'm Under, In for the Kill, Ritual, Down Incognito, Junkyard Dog. I mean, some fantastic songs on that album. The album you're listening to now, this has been in my rotation since I got it on release, and that's a band called Unleash the Archers. Female fronted power metals. I guess you could say a little more than power, but the girl can sing. You hear her now; she's doing like harsh vocals, but she can sing like. There's a song on here called, I don't remember it. I think it's Call Me Immortal. I can't remember which one it is. She sounds a lot like Nancy Wilson from Heart in the song. Great singer. She can sing her ass off. Great band. This album is fantastic. All their albums are fantastic. It's a concept album, so I love concept albums for some reason. Next is another new album, and that's the Striper's newest, Goddamn Evil. caused a lot of controversy for people who don't understand an album title, but great album. This album would be a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the one song on there, in my opinion, but this is the yellow gold version out of 100. Fantastic album. Striper, this is making its way up the Striper charts for me. It's made probably the top 3-4 at this time, in my opinion. This is a fantastic album. Literally would be a 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for one song or one chorus. I'd give it like a 9.9. Another one that's been on heavy rotation. I know I mostly listen to metal and hard rock and stuff like that, but I absolutely love Stevie Ray Vaughan. And this is the reissue from 2006, I think. Texas Flood. It's on double vinyl, and it has extra tracks and shit on there. But this was, I couldn't believe I found this in a while. Even his reissues are there's some newer reissues that are a little easier to find, but they're still really expensive. But Stevie Ray Vaughan, this has been constantly on rotation too. And I think the album that's on everybody's constant rotation this year since it's dropped is Judas Priest's Firepower. What a fucking phenomenal album. I mean, I'm still blown away when I listen to it that these guys, well, you know, except for the younger guys, obviously, Halford and Tipton and I can't think of a drummer right now, or bass player. But they're putting out probably close to their best album ever. Painkiller kicks ass. Angel of Retribution kicks ass. Obviously, the classics kick ass. But this one, I'm telling you, man, it's making a push for 1, 2, 3. It's just such a phenomenal album. Everybody knows that at this point. I mean, it's Priest. Come on. Next is a reissue from a band that I never thought I would see on vinyl. That when I saw it, I mean, I bought it instantly, and sound quality is not bad, but I don't care. It's on vinyl. It sounds better than my CD and my the reissued CD, and that's Lord Bane's Age of Elegance. Such a great underrated band. This is such a, I mean, this is going to be on my top, 2018 reissues of the year. Progressive metal, heavy metal. Queensryche meets Rush in a style, but a heavy metal Rush. Not Geddy Lee vocals, more in the range of Jeff Tate vocals. Really hard to explain for me. I hate using comparisons on bands that unless they really sound like that band to me, because then I'm giving somebody else a false kind of, oh man, I think I want to get that without, But I guess these days you can go check it out. So if you get it because of what I said, it's your fault. But anyway, great album. Look it up on YouTube. If you're a progressive, Dream Theater-ish, but Queensryche, just such a great album. I think it was like 93 this came out. It might have been earlier, I can't remember. I have the cassette, I have both the CDs, and I see it came out on vinyl. And finally, I just picked up this album 6 months ago or so on vinyl. But for some reason, I listen to it more on vinyl at the house. Probably because I have a hell of a lot more CDs than I do vinyl at the moment. But the album is just captured me so much. His vocals have gotten so good as he's gotten older. He just has a way of, for me, at least for me, for touching parts of me, you know what I mean, that hits me just right. And that album is Wasp's latest one, Golgotha. Man, this album, every album he puts out in the last, I guess, 7 or 8 albums, has that 1 or 2 songs on there, man, it just nail you right in the heart. And one for me on this one is a song called Miss You. Such a phenomenal song. catapulted up to my second favorite Wasp song ever. But that's my, I'm pretty sure that was 10. My top 10 heavy rotation right now.